Hi there, this is Ryan from Mystery. I'm excited to walk you through an overview of mystery writing with a special focus on how our genre units are designed to support both students and teachers throughout the writing process. Before we dive in, know that Mystery is built by teachers for teachers, and if you have any questions about anything you've heard in this presentation or want to reach out, please talk to your DPM or contact support@mysterywriting.com. Mystery writing was created to address two key problems that teachers face every day when it comes to writing instruction. First is what we like to call the fear of the blank page. Teachers told us students often freeze when it's time to write. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. To solve that, we created lessons that launch with wow visuals, engaging storytelling, and relatable shared experiences. These help students feel inspired, confident, and ready to write. Second is the binder mountain problem. Traditional writing programs can take hours to prep and often require PD just to get started. Mystery writing is different. Every lesson is fully built out and open and go, saving teachers prep time and helping them focus on what matters most, working with students. Once teachers log into mysterywriting.com, they'll see two types of lessons. Essential skills, which are these black chips down here, and genre units, which are listed up here in these circles. These genre units are full writing units with 5 to 6 lessons, 45 to 60 minutes each, that take students through the complete writing process in specific genres. All of our genre units follow a 3-part regression. We'll take a look at a 5th grade opinion writing unit by clicking here. Oh, there we go. Our goal by the end of the year is to give students repeated practice writing and opinion structure, a well-rounded experience with increasingly complex tasks, and the confidence to express their ideas clearly and independently. To do this, students go through 3 intentionally sequenced units. Each one builds on the last, scaffolding skills, deepening thinking, and ultimately leading students towards independent writing. So we begin here with Unit 1 Skate Park, which moves on to a more complex unit, which is a Storyteller Con, and moves on to the final unit, which is Unit 3 Town Fair. In this first unit, students explore the foundational structure of opinion writing. They write a 4-paragraph persuasive letter, specifically a letter to the mayor about building a new skate park. And along the way, they learn how to craft a clear thesis, select reasons for their point of view, choose evidence from 2 articles, use persuasive language to make their case. This unit is about building confidence. Students practice matching evidence to reasons, a key critical thinking skill, and begin to see themselves as capable writers. In Unit 2, we up the ante a little bit. Students now write a literary essay that responds to fiction. We introduce new writing standards aligned to upper elementary and middle school expectations, such as determining the theme of a story, creating a thesis about a character's actions, analyzing evidence from text, and explaining how their evidence supports their claim. This unit teaches students how to think critically about what they read and how to translate that thinking into structured, thoughtful writing. It also adds volume. Students write more, think more deeply, and begin using explanation as a key craft move. When they make it to Unit 3, Town Fair, they'll write a 5-paragraph opinion piece, this time in the form of a persuasive flyer. The task is more rigorous and more real-world. Students use multiple sources to support their thesis and practice. They engage in independent note-taking. They outline their argument. They're drafting and revising using a self-assessment checklist, and they use transition phrases and more complex persuasive language. The tone shifts a bit here. Their unit encourages ownership. Students plan their writing from start to finish, applying everything they have learned, and begin to see themselves as independent writers. This 3-unit structure is more than just a curriculum, it's a journey from beginning to end. Each unit is designed to meet students where they are and help them level up. We gradually increase the complexity of the writing, the volume of the output, and the level of independence required. Students don't just learn how to write opinion pieces, they grow as thinkers, readers, and communicators. All right, so let's take a look at Unit 1, Skate Park. And we're actually going to go into this lesson here on planning. The good news is that if you've ever seen a mystery science lesson, mystery writing lessons are set up in a very similar format. The unit, however, is slightly different. As you know, with mystery science, you can teach any lesson in any order. With mystery writing, we ask that you begin with the pre-assessment, move on to lesson 1, then lesson 2, then lesson 3, all the way to the end, because each lesson builds on the previous one, and take students to the end of the unit where they have a completed product. So you got to teach them in order for it to work. But another good thing is that every single lesson is set up in the same format, so you can find all the different components in the same spot. So with this one, you'll click play in order to start the lesson for your students. It has the student outcomes written right here, the amount of time each segment of the lesson should take over here. You have the things that you need to do before the lesson begins right there. You have your materials, which you can adjust based on the size of your classroom there. And then my favorite part, you may remember Binder Mountain, where you need to read 100 pages in order to teach one unit of writing. With this genre unit right here, you can click this button here. Tells you exactly what you need to know in 3 sentences. Far more efficient, better for teachers who have limited amount of time. It's a great way to get a quick overview of what you need to do before you click play. You also find extensions down here that students can do after the lesson is complete. And over here you can see reviews of the lessons by clicking on this button here and see what other teachers are saying about the lessons before you begin teaching it. But we're going to go to the main event here. I'm going to click play and show you a little bit of this opening lesson, reminding you that all lessons are set up in a similar way. So if I've shown you one, I've shown you them all. But here we go. I'm going to click play.
Hi writers, it's Margaret. Last summer, I got to visit Venice Beach in California. It was so fun exploring the city and seeing things like the colorful murals and the street musicians. But one of my favorite parts was visiting the Venice Beach skate park. I watched some of the skateboarders do really cool tricks. After chatting with someone from the area, I found out there wasn't always a skate park there. People used to just skate in parking lots, but the local skaters worked hard to build a place where they could all practice on different obstacles and learn tricks. My friend Mia wants to do something similar in her community. There's an old abandoned community pool across the street from her neighborhood. It takes up a lot of space and no one is able to swim in it. Mia wants to convince her community to turn this abandoned pool into a new skate park. Discuss, what can Mia do to convince her community to build a skate park?
Okay, that's just a small taste of the introduction of the lesson. But in that intro, there are 3 specific moves that we include to make sure that we're differentiating for all students. The first one is that we're giving students a shared experience at the start of the unit. You can absolutely ask kids if they've seen a skate park before, and half of them may raise their hands, the other half may not. But you're already beginning the lesson on unequal ground if students haven't actually seen a skate park or haven't watched it together. So we give students the experience of seeing what a skate park is and what it does, so they kind of begin on equal footing. The second thing we do that's a great move that we have picked up from interviewing teachers and asking what's worked with struggling writers and emerging writers is to give them the opportunity to help a student as part of the lesson. Rather than giving students a blank page to work with, they're asked to help Mia here come up with something and edit something that she has already written. That gives them the confidence to get started and help out a fellow fictional student as they try to improve their writing. The last thing you might notice is that every single one of our slides is written, spoken, and provided visually for students to make sure that we're meeting the needs of all learners. Now, we'll go through the progression of the lesson here. You can feel free to check that out at writing.mysteryscience.com. But I'm going to skip ahead here to the actual writing task that students will undertake.
Get your supplies.
Which is evidenced here in the step-by-step. So you notice that there are 15 discrete steps that we have students go through as a part of this lesson. The step-by-step is very similar to what you see on Mystery Science. It provides all of the directions visually in written form and then spoken as well. And my favorite part,
get your Build Your Reasons worksheet,
is that when you click on the lesson or the step and play it, it'll tell students exactly what to do, show them what they need to do. But at the end of it, it will also loop back so that teachers can circulate the room. They can check in on their students, make sure that they know exactly what they need to do, because we know that teachers hate to repeat themselves. They won't even go see Duran Duran in concert. This allows teachers to not have to repeat themselves. Students can see exactly what they need to see, and when everybody's ready, they can move on to the next step and go through the progression of
As Mia
the
read
lesson.
the article,
And that, as quickly as I can do it, is how a mystery writing lesson is built. Before we wrap up, I want to highlight that mystery writing is backed by a third-party logic model, which qualifies it under ESSA Evidence Level 4. That means that your school or district can use title funds to purchase mystery writing, and you can find it by clicking on that little picture of a person there and then selecting logic model. So to recap, mystery writing provides a full year of high-quality, open-and-go writing instruction. It builds student skills over time from foundational opinion writing to independent analysis. It supports teachers with everything they need to feel confident teaching writing, and it's flexible enough to meet your school's instructional time and staffing needs. If you'd like, you can also take a look at our Getting Started page on the same menu here under Help Center to see all the things that you need, or you can reach out to your DPM with any questions that you have. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful time and stay confident.